So much for joining. So it's important the work yourself and the team at the Future Project is doing with www.BeatingCorona.ng. And from the conversation I had with Debola Williams, it talked about the interventions that are available, how you can access those interventions, bodies that are bringing these interventions to people. So one of those bodies is the Lagos State government. Yes.
Yeah.
The Lagos State government, as part of its intervention efforts, launched an 80-bed isolation center at Landmark Uniru, Lagos. As part of its effort, as part of its effort to reduce the spread of COVID-19, and they've also improved testing capacity and across its community centers. So, what are your thoughts about the Lagos State government's effort to flatten the curve?
I think it's very applaudable, and so far so good. It's been really good. I think we've been having institutions and corporate bodies also joining to extend their support to the Lagos State government. I think we need more of that. Sometimes we may also look at the data and see that the data is going up. The numbers are increasing massively. So the help is really needed at this time. Yeah.
All right. Timely. That is timely intervention, which is
exactly.
Not just
timely intervention.
Which is not just left to the state government. It now goes to individuals, brands, organizations.
Yes, collaborations amongst corporate bodies, institutions coming together to extend help as much as possible.
And I feel that's what the website BeatingCorona.ng is doing.
Absolutely.
It's being that middle ground for all these people to come together, and also you guys scout for these people that are providing these interventions, and people who need these resources get to apply on the website. I remember just checking the website and I saw an apply here there on one of the interfaces.
So to answer your question on the interface, at the point when we were doing this, first off, we work with a pool of volunteers and community reps to aggregate the data that you see on the site. And before any data or any organization, when you go to the site, you see some individuals that are supporting, some organizations, a group of friends. So what we do is to ensure that we do our due diligence before these organizations or individuals are signed up on the site. So we work with community reps, we work with pool of volunteers that go from community to community, local government to local government, to find out what is available for people in that vicinity. If you also go on the site, you will see interventions. Then you will see also find help. So you will see that it is we in such a way that it is state. So if Abia State, you can go to Abia State, the section on the site for Abia State, and then find the interventions that are there. Whether you want to get help for yourself or you want to contribute your own quota to supporting what the organizations are already doing. For example, we've been receiving, since the launch of Beating Corona, we've been receiving lots of information. People just reach out to us, even without the intervention of our pool volunteers or community leaders. They just reach out to us to say, okay, guys, this thing is happening in my community and nobody's talking about it. Or just, I think a couple of hours ago, someone from Ajegule reached out to us that, yes, the relief materials are getting to Ajegule, but it ends up in the local government offices and is being shared amongst themselves. So he is just, what he wants to do now is he's willing to give individuals 5,000 each in his local government, and he wanted to put it in trust of an organization. So what we have to do is now connect him to an organization in his local government or in Ajegule. Yeah, so that he can channel the resources to actually need this relief materials or funding or as the case may be. Yeah.
I believe that's a lot of work. So, and it's good to go back. It's good to go back to the point you made as regards trust. So this person who reached out to you from Adibunle talked about trust and the right of people to give this money, intervention, as we would call it. So how does your team find these people? In, like you said, you are going to connect him to maybe an organization, a trustworthy organization in Ajegunle, in his area. How do you guys scout for these organizations around and know that these organizations are credible?
Yeah, so first things first, we have a pool of amazing young people doing different things. So first things first, we reach out to our alumni, because some of our alumni are also contributing their own quota in their space to ensure that the help that people get in their communities are getting to them. So we do our due diligence, we call, we make the phone calls. Sometimes we send don't forget we have volunteers and state reps to go ahead to see what these organizations are doing, to confirm if they say that they are providing, say, for example, food, say 500 plates of food to people on, say, Ijora Street. And we call them, they tell us these are the number of times they go, whether they go maybe Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. There is a volunteer to actually check to verify that this actually happens. So, like I said, the Future Project itself is a volunteer-based organization, and we have volunteers in every state of the country. So it's a lot easier for us. And immediately we launched the site, we had people who are affiliates, who are like alumni of some of the courses we've actually trained people on, who reached out to us personally, like, please, how can I support? I live in Abakaliki. What do you think I can do from here? Or some people just say, oh, okay, I will just go around my street to find out what is happening. Because if you look at some of the interventions on the site, you'll be wondering, how does this thing exist? Like individuals doing this kind of things. So those are the people we are working with. For us as an organization, we can't do it alone. That is why we are, partnership is very key for us. We are partnering with our alumni for the Future Awards Africa. We are partnering with bodies like organizations to be able to do this together. We can't do it alone. We've had even some organizations who are doing their own beat as well, are trying to come together with us, okay, so that you do your beat, I do my beat, and together we can contribute something tangible to the citizens and also help them.
Fantastic. Something tangible to the citizen. Fantastic. So was that the motivation behind the launch of BeatingCorona.ng?
Yes. At the time when we decided to do BeatingCorona.ng, we sat down as a team to think of what exactly can we do, other than there are several organizations who have found ways to help and support. So we thought about, okay, what would be a lasting solution? Because if you notice, at the first 2 weeks of the lockdown announced by the president at the time, a lot of people didn't know where to go to. And a lot of people didn't know where to, okay, I want to help, but I really don't want to go through the stress of, say, for example, getting these things myself and going to, say, some remote areas, or, for example, going to Ojuelegba to go and share these things. I don't know if those boys will beat me and all of that. So people really wanted to help, but they did not know how to. So we had people reaching out to us. I'm sure even with you, had friends who reached out to you to say, I want to support, or I want to volunteer, or Desmond, please help me with 5,000 naira. So people wanted to just find where to get help or find credible organization I can give my token to, and once they add it to what they already have, they can at least reach more people. So that was the motivation behind it, to find an authoritative platform where people can go to see all the interventions. Because at the time when we're creating it, a lot of donations were just flying around. You hear, okay, GT Bank did this, CBN did that, this one did this, and there is no platform that actually collected everything. So at the time we collected everything, we realized that we had over 140 something billion that's already been donated to this cause. And even in the course of collecting this thing, we realized that some organizations who already pledged to donate have not even donated. So, and I just shouted, this money, where is it going to? This rice has not got it to me, etc, etc. So I think this site was also going to help us just find an authoritative site where exactly this money is channeled in. There was a time, I can't remember I think CBN, I can't remember the platform that released support for SMEs. And even SMEs didn't even know how to ask it.
Okay.
Do you understand? So the site further explains how you can get the help, how you can apply for the funding as an SME. So it is very important, because sometimes, if you notice during this time, there are a lot of information that has been passed around. And if you are not careful, you will just be like, there's this sort of information overload and you are not sure where to turn to. So that's what the site is set out to do.
Fantastic. I loved how you answered that question. It's really beautiful, the work you're doing with BeatingCorona.ng with your team as well. Which also leads me to the question as stated by Jeffrey_July. He says, does the site collect direct donations or simply links people up with other bodies?
So we don't collect, the site doesn't collect direct donations. We link the donators to the organization they want to do. So we give them options of the organizations they want to support. So we don't collect direct donations.
So fantastic. So what does success look like for BeatingCorona.ng? Because we've talked about the motivation, but what does we've talked about the motivation behind it, but what does success look like?
So success for us is helping people find the help in the right place. So that is on one hand. And so another ways we are also measuring as success is people who really genuinely want to help, but they don't have the capacity, but they just want to contribute their token, can find organizations within their space, within their state or their community to donate to. Sometimes we live in this bubble and think that we are all fine and the people that really need the help are outside. But this site will also help bridge the gap. And then in totality, it will also help cushion the effects of the pandemic, whatever effect that it may have, and finding ways which we as an organization can contribute our own quota in cushioning the effect of the pandemic, which poverty is a major effect from this pandemic.
Beautiful. So I do hope a lot of people are accessing this resources.
I hope that more people would access, because we receive lots of emails, lots of phone calls, DMs every day. People want to support, people want to get help, and we hope that this will get to as many people as possible, so people can know that this is a go-to site for them to get the help.
You mentioned diligence in tracking and the money is donated. Can you explain more? How do you sieve out those who are scamming? I think you touched a little bit into that when we started, but then I think you joined in late, but just answered.
Okay, so one of the ways I mentioned earlier is by conducting due diligence. So if, for example, I'm from Abia State and I say that I want to do this particular thing in my organization, in my location, and I need, say, 100,000 naira to feed people in, say, 1 week. So So first of all, we'll do our due diligence by working with the volunteer for the state to find out what the person does. 2, who and who know the person. 3, has this person raised funding, 1 or 2 fundings, anything, maybe to contribute to the needy before the pandemic. And all of those questions will also make us verify if this person is trying to scam people, trying to raise money. And if the person is if it's an organization, we want to know if the organization has affiliates. If for example, the person says, "Oh, I run an organization," or even a for-profit organization, and the person doesn't belong to a body. Say if the person is maybe the people that are in that vicinity, and they don't know you, they can't verify you, people can't trust you with their money. Obviously, we cannot sign you up on the site.
All right, thank you so much. It was amazing having this conversation with you, Bukola Adebakin, the COO of the Future Project. And thank you so much for this for this website. I believe I know that it is beautiful, and I do hope that a lot of people access this website. And thank you for doing the good work.
Thank you. Thank you very much for having. Please, one more thing. Please don't forget to visit BeatingCorona.ng and get help, find help, and then look at the interventions happening around you. Thank you.
Fantastic. Much. So get help, find help, and that was an amazing. All right. So that was an amazing conversation with Bukola Adebakin.